Alrighty, everyone, welcome back to another live stream here on the channel. Might just go down as one of the weirdest out of the blue live streams on this channel's history. We are going to be talking about our ongoing wildfire situation out here in Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas, even I believe up into Nebraska now at this point. Let's see what we have here in the chat. We have Chip, we have Caleb, Catman, Haley, let's see, NWS, Proxy, Pez, Henry, and SLD, as well as everyone else who's in the chat who is chatting, and I forgot to welcome you, or if you are just watching and not chatting, glad to have you here, and hopefully you are having a great day. Hendrick Racing, also welcome to the live stream. Alrighty. Let's see if everything's good. I hope everything's decent. Welcome to the first live stream of February. It's currently February 17th. This is, I have been live in 19 days. It's been absolutely wild, and my life's going to continue to be hectic like this for a while, and so it seems. But yeah, I decided to just hop on here, do a live stream here to talk about these wildfires, because man, they have been insane today. If we go ahead and open up our radar, that actually took me to a snow squall. We have snow squalls in Wyoming. I believe Wyoming is under a fire risk and a snow risk at the same time. I mean, look at some of this wildfire smoke here, guys. It's absolutely insane how much smoke we are getting out of these wildfires. That's because they're growing so rapidly. And I believe we just got our first handful of mandatory orders from local emergency management ordering evacuations here across, I believe, portions of Oklahoma. If I can go ahead and see if I can pull that up real quick. Let's see. Fire tornado happened. Where's that at? Eaglewood, Kansas had a fire tornado just seconds ago. That's right here. So we just had a fire tornado somewhere around this area. Let me see. I want to find those. Ashland, Kansas. That's where that is in effect. So yeah, right around where we're looking. This area, this entire county right in here is under, I believe, mandatory. Yes, the entire county under mandatory evacuations now. This entire area, I've just put a box on right here. I could kind of, let's switch over to weather-wise so you could see this. I could draw it a little bit better for you. Have a more accurate drawing of the mandatory evacuation. Right there. There you go, that white box. So Ashland, Lexington, Eaglewood, Minolia, you guys are all being ordered to evacuate from local officials. So you have to leave your house immediately because of those wildfires. And we have plenty of other wildfires ongoing as well. If we go ahead and pull back over to weather-wise here. It's going to take me a hot minute to get used to this live stream and stuff again, y'all. But yeah, we have, I was talking to Pez how I haven't seen these wildfire warnings, these fire warnings before ever. I don't know if they're new or if we just have never had them before, but we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 fire warnings in effect right now. And I only just saw the first one I've ever seen yesterday, or not yesterday, this morning actually. This morning was the first time I've ever seen a fire warning issued from any National Weather Service. Maybe I just haven't been paying attention. But yeah, there's plenty of them out now. And let me show you how the wildfires look on this radar software. I mean, it is just a very, very dangerous situation. These are very, very dangerous wildfires that are completely out of control and rapidly spreading. We've got wind gusts upwards of 65, 70 miles per hour out here. So we're looking at a very, very, very dangerous situation across these areas. And you can see this is the visible satellite imagery, which albeit definitely not the most high resolution, but you can see these smoke trails right in here. These are your smoke trails from your wildfires. It looks like we got another one right in there, another one right in there, another one right in here. So those are all wildfire smoke trails, and we really can't tell if there's any up here because our satellite not doing so hot there. And then, of course, we do have a system moving through, and this system is the reason why we're seeing these wildfires because it has strong winds behind it. And I'll be dead honest with you guys, I don't even know what's causing this system yet, or what's exactly driving this system across the country, because I haven't even looked. I haven't looked at models in a very, very long time. At least the 500 millibar. I did look at the RRFSA composite reflectivity for Thursday's threat. But like I haven't looked at models much in the last couple of days. I really haven't. Especially not that 500 millibar. I haven't been doing my my job. So it looks like this is actually starting to get worse here too. Yeah, they just issued a new fire warning. That just got put out just seconds ago. We just got a new fire warning. That puts us up to 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 fire warnings. Again, I haven't seen these once in my life, and here we are with 9 of them. Let's go ahead and switch over to here. We're actually going to thicken this just a little bit and fill it just a little bit and get the purple to be a little bit darker and the pink to be a smidge lighter. There we go, there we go. Now you can see those fire warnings boldly on the map there. Let's close that weather-wise. Like I said, I gotta get used to this stuff. Gotta get used to this again. College of DuPage is unfortunately down. So, I might be able to use this site. Aha, yes, this will do perfectly. At least for now. I need to try to get a zoomed in view. It really is not going to be nice if we have a zoomed out view. Okay, good. We actually have a meso floater here. See if I can find something that will show these wildfires better. Oh my goodness, that shows them fantastically. Yes, I will show you guys this. Here is a meso floater, so it's high resolution satellite imagery. And look at all the fires there. So you have that ginormous one across the Oklahoma-Kansas border. You have some smaller one, little smaller one there, little smaller one there. Another big one lighting up here. One really starting up here. A big one starting here and another big one starting here. So you've got like, oh, and another little one right there that just got extinguished all by itself, it looks like. Either that or emergency personnel already on scene there. So a lot of fires, according to satellite imagery. Full-on wildfire outbreak across these areas. Again, we're really mainly focused in here. That's really where the main fires have been so far. We had that one random one up there, western Kansas, and then a random one up here in northern Kansas somewhere, which you can't see because of the cloud cover. But a lot of fires, So there you go. And I can show you also the geocolor. It's a little bit harder to spot those fires from the geocolor. And you could also see all the dust too. Look at all this dust being picked up. So obviously you have a very strong jet stream just based off of that. Let me see if I can confirm that or not. It looks like yes, you have a very strong jet stream. A very strong jet stream. 115 to 120 knot 500 millibar jet stream. That thing is ripping. And your lower level jet, not as strong, but still about 45, 50 knots in that area. So that's what's causing this very windy conditions. And again, you can see all that wildfire smoke. This one's really bad. This one's really bad right in here. This area. Look how thick that smoke is. You could see that is the smoke itself is probably dangerous at that point with it being so heavy like that. According to satellite, it looks like it's really bad smoke. I haven't seen any videos out of that area yet. Let's see if I can change that. Welcome Legacy, by the way, Jefferson. Welcome as well. Glad to see you guys in here. What the heck? NatoCast just put out a 5% tour today across southwestern California, so we got that too. What in the world? I wish I could look at College of DuPage for you guys here. I kind of want to look at that right now, actually. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back to we're going to go to the HRRR. Here's the HRRR. That is in the LA Metro. So if you're in LA, you've got a good shot at seeing a tornado or two today. It looks like that threat's going to be mainly overnight tonight. A brief tornado possible for the next like 5 hours or so. But mainly it looks to be after midnight Eastern. Now I know you guys are 3 hours behind. So that's going to be closer to like, 9 p.m. for that to kick off for you guys. Yeah, look at that one. That one's, again, this one really looks like it's starting to get worse here. You had a change in wind direction too, which is never good for wildfires. That's for sure. You can see how it went from a northeasterly winds to a easterly wind. So this is probably going to get reignited. If it was going to die out at all anytime soon, it's most likely going to be really, really sparking up again because of those winds. So we peaked at 9 fire warnings. I want to get a screenshot of that because, like I said, I have never seen a fire warning before. And the first time I've seen one, we've got 9 of them. So just go screenshot that. That was about 5 minutes ago when we had 9. So this fire is in Howardwick in northeastern panhandle of Texas. More of the east central panhandle of Texas with this one. And then we've got a wildfire. Let me move that pin out of y'all's way. Sorry about that. And we got another wildfire starting up out here. This looks to be in a relatively less populated area. And we got another one in the northeast panhandle of Texas. Higgins and that. And then this one's bad. The city of Woodward, Oklahoma. I haven't seen anything out of that area yet. But look at this. Even this far radar imagery is able to pick up that looks like it's originating like over Woodward. Looks like it's originating right over Woodward, Oklahoma. Let's see if I can get more visible satellite here. Yeah, it's hard to see. Really don't see anything too crazy in Woodward, Oklahoma on satellite. But look at it on this one here. Let me show you. This is using weathernerds.org because, again, College DuPage is down. Look right here. This one. Border of Oklahoma and Kansas there. That is crazy. That is really starting to even ignite more than it already was. This is the area where we've had that biggest wildfire concern right in here. Again, I believe it was, Ashland in Kansas here. Ashland, now under that mandatory evacuation. Oh, look at that. Evacuation immediate warning. A large destructive wildfire was burning out of control near Woodward and is spreading rapidly northeast. Wildfires can damage or destroy structures and can harm or kill people and animals. For your safety, evacuate immediately. That is for the city of Woodward, Oklahoma. I don't know why that's green. Let's go ahead and change that because that, we got to correlate that with, do purple. That's not something that can be green there. There we go. That one's got to get your attention because that one's an evacuation order. Very small order, which is because it's a very serious order. But if you're in that box there, which includes downtown Woodward, Oklahoma, hospital in Woodward, Oklahoma, all the way back out to the rangeland and pasture research, just to the barely to the southwest of downtown Woodward, Oklahoma. That's where you're under a immediate mandatory evacuation order from local officials. And I believe that's the only one we have here. That should be the only one we have, yeah. None of those are active. None of those are active. None of those are active. That one is active. None of that's. So this is the only alert out of all these alerts that we have active right now. That's the immediate shelter or the immediate evacuation warning. Man. Gracious. Dude. So there may be like another fire that sparked up in here. I just find it hard to believe all that smoke's coming from a single fire. Gracious day, man. That is a very serious wildfire right there. Looked at South Dakota wildfire? I have not. I don't see any fire warnings up there, which, by the way, let me go ahead and show you. Let me go ahead and show you the fire outlook today. This is what the thumbnail is relatively based on. I'm not awesome at drawing, so it's not, the thumbnail's not perfect, but there's our entire risk area. You could see that extreme risk. My goodness, it is a huge extreme risk right there. Huge extreme risk for wildfires. I've heard quite a bit about fires in near Denver, but I haven't seen any obvious ones. But I saw some tweets about a fire that was near Denver, Colorado, earlier today. And go see if I can get any information. Like I said, I'll be honest, I haven't really been paying attention as much as I should have in the weather world recently. Let's see. Yeah, there's uncountable amount of emergency management on scene out there in western Oklahoma on those fires. The one in Woodward as well as the one near, what is that, like Beaver? Looks like Beaver. There's a lot of emergency management out there. So they're trying their best. They're trying their best. But these things are, right now, they are extremely, extremely out of control. Really out of control. And you can see these wind reports around this fire. I mean, you got 59 here, 63, 58, 65. So we're like right around 60-mile-an-hour winds here. And that's just going to continue to add fuel to the flame here. And that's why these, that's why I'm a little bit unsure that all this is coming from one fire. I know it originated back down in here, but now I wouldn't be surprised if we've got more fires sparking up near Eaglewood at this point, and maybe even some on the border of I almost said North Carolina, on the border of Oklahoma and Kansas. So I wouldn't be surprised if we've got some out in here, and then our main one back down in there. And then again, this is the smoke from your wildfire in Woodward, Oklahoma. And this is very far from your radar site. And that's blowing up to the northeast as well. And remember, you could get embers from these fires, and when it's this dry out there, most likely those embers are going to ignite more wildfires. I don't know about a live stream on Thursday just yet. If I need to, I'll do that. I'll go over that threat in a bit, but right now I want to stay focused on this for now. Let me go to here. Hold on, I'm trying to get a loop of satellite imagery up real quick. Let me use the fire detector one again. Oh, heck yeah. Look at that. That's easy to spot. Look at that. That don't look like one fire on the border of Oklahoma and Kansas right there. That look like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, the number before 8, 8, 9, like 9, 8, 9 different main spots for a fire there that is sparked up. Zoom out a little bit. There you go. Look at that. You can see the one right there. See that right under my cursor? Right under my cursor. Right there. That's the one in Woodward, Oklahoma starting. So look at the comparison between the one in Woodward, Oklahoma, and then the one on the border of Oklahoma, Kansas. Not even close. And then you've got the new wildfires even west of that is sparked up. And then again, look at that. That one in the east central side of the Panhandle of Texas. That one's really sparking up. I told you, since those wind directions switched, it was probably going to help reignite that fire. And it looks like it's doing just that. So that probably is just going to get even more out of control there. Oh, look at that wildfire report. Photos of an ongoing wildfire. Let's see. Where is this? This is in Ashland. The smoke from this is insane. Gracious day. I'm looking at some cameras that I don't think I can show. But the smoke is like it's all over this area. It's like this entire area. This entire area is just covered in smoke. I'm sure there is a camera near Woodward, Oklahoma, but it's pointing down. So that's crazy. Like, let me go back over to weather-wise. Sorry, I'm all over the place today. It looks like, yeah, it looks like, and they did expand that immediate evacuation warning to the south. So that now includes areas further south. That's a whole lot of more homes under that evacuation order too. So we now have 2 immediate evacuation orders in effect for Woodward, Oklahoma. 2 immediate evacuation orders in place now. There's none up here, and I don't expect we'll get any up here because population is quite far and few between. So I don't expect us to get any more evacuation orders up there. And again, this one's getting pretty bad. Howard Wick's got to watch out here. I mean, with how this has turned direction, it was blowing away from the town, as you can see here earlier. It was blowing like this. And ever since whatever this was, I don't know what this was, but ever since that passed, that helped push it to go due east. So Howard Wick's got to watch out. And it's still what looks like a relatively small wildfire well northwest of Amarillo, Texas. And in this, I haven't really seen any fire in this, but we do have a fire warning out in this area. Evacuation order is in effect for Herndon, Kansas. Hurden, Kansas. That's up here under a evacuation order. So this town is also under an evacuation order now as well. It's not an immediate evacuation order, at least from what I can tell, but it's likely either it could be a mandatory evacuation, but an immediate evacuation order is like where you need to drop everything and just go. Like you probably don't have time to pack or anything. Whereas something like a mandatory evacuation order, sometimes they'll issue that to where you have enough time to leave. I remember that came out there in California. We were talking about those wildfires, tweeted a bunch about those on Twitter, and I remember that stuff. We had a lot of evacuation orders, but I don't think any were immediate evacuation orders. And let me read this. We could have more here. I don't see any evacuation orders on that one. Or this one, just saying how it's a dangerous wildfire out of control. Same with that one. Woodward, this should be... Okay, this doesn't say there's a evacuation order in place, but there definitely is over Woodward. And then this one doesn't say anything about an evacuation yet. Ooh, wait. Okay, nope, doesn't. Okay, what about this one? I'm telling you, there's so many of them. Nope. Not there either. And what about this one? Nope. So it looks like our only evacuation orders here. We've got an immediate evacuation order, which means you need to leave now. If you're in this black and purple flashing boxes here around and in the downtown area of Woodward, Oklahoma. And then also in the Hurden, Kansas area, the small town Hurden, Kansas, right up northeast of Atwood in far northwest Kansas under a evacuation order. So we've got 4 evacuation orders that I'm aware of, and then the entire county, this entire county here, also under a immediate or a mandatory evacuation order for this entire county. Do I miss streaming? Yeah. Yeah, but honestly, it was nice to get a long break. It was very refreshing to get that long of a break. I've never had that long of a break on YouTube. That is the first time I've ever had that long of a break on YouTube ever since I started this channel. Yeah, now the community is getting wind of that mandatory evacuation order now. Seeing a lot more people tweet about that. Just looking through any information here. Like I said, I haven't really been paying attention to this here. Yeah, just reiterate. Ooh. This is the fourth most fire warnings ever issued. March 14th, 2025 had the most. Oh, what? 31 fire warnings were issued on March 14th. Huh? I never even knew one was issued. Yeah, that shows you how much I've been paying attention to fire warnings. I do remember those wildfires. Yes, I remember them in central and eastern Oklahoma. Pretty sure it was central eastern Oklahoma, but I don't remember seeing any wildfire warnings. And I'm pretty sure that's simply because I just didn't know they were a thing until I looked on Radar Scope this morning and saw 3 of them out for Texas and Oklahoma. Let's see. Hold on, y'all. I'm going to shoot this company a quick email. See if I can use this. Let's see. There we go. Give me just a moment. Yeah. I was very much too focused on the major tornado outbreak. I was definitely not paying attention to the wildfires. I do remember them, though, a little bit. But not as much as I probably should remember them. I'm hoping College of DuPage comes up soon so I could talk about the severe weather threat. All right. My word. None of these fires are even a fraction of what this one in on the border of Oklahoma and Kansas is. There's not even close. Like I said, it's barely even a fraction. But what is extremely important is the fact that one of these wildfires is aimed right towards the city. And again, that's in Woodward. I'm actually going to go ahead and change that to white. There you go. Now that sticks out. That sticks out like a sore thumb right there. Yeah, so those are your immediate evacuation orders. So that's where people are hopefully, fingers crossed, listening to the evacuation orders and leaving now. Again, those are immediate evacuation orders. Sorry, I keep coming back to this one wildfire, but I haven't seen anything like it. I remember the presentation. The biggest wildfire I've ever seen that I can remember is the LA fires, I believe, last year, I want to say. That was insane. We had multiple fire tornadoes from that, and it was in such a highly populated area, so it was extremely, extremely devastating. And that's what this radar presentation reminds me of. But thankfully, this isn't in nearly, and I mean not even close to, as populated of an area, but it is a very dangerous wildfire still. Has 15K already? What? No way. Huh? I was too stunned to speak when I saw that number. Oh my goodness, it does. Holy crap. That thing is spread quickly. And another one that's really spreading quickly is this one too. Both of those are spreading very quickly. Those are the two main ones, and I mean, it's not even remotely close between those two. But this one is giant. Let me see if I can find the exact acreage, but 15K seems very reasonable considering what I'm looking at on this map. It wouldn't surprise me if it's higher. So far, this says minimum 2,000 acres on it. I'm not for sure where you got 15K from, but I mean, it's covering like the entire. Let me go ahead and show you here. Go back to the other map. I'm not going to show you guys these maps because I haven't researched them, so I don't know their terms of service. Okay, so very, and I mean very roughly, but like this entire area in here is where it's burned. And then there's like a specific area. Let me see if I can find. It's right along Highway 64. I believe I'm too far east. Yeah, I am. It's this entire area right in here. Like that whole area has reports of burns. And then this region right in here is where it is the worst, apparently. At least according to the map that I'm using. No matter what, though, either way, the smoke is also going to be an issue from this too. And again, like the winds are so bad, I can guarantee embers from this are going to be carried downstream and start new fires somewhere down in there. And it seems like it already has done that. Again, looking at satellite imagery again here, and we just go back to our fire detector satellite imagery, which is you. You could see those fires are already spread. They've already spread into Kansas. This is one big fire right here. One big fire. And let me see if I can do a good 240 frame loop of this. And you can watch the fire spread from Oklahoma into Kansas. And you can see it's only growing. It's only growing. It's only continuing to grow further into Kansas. And now it looks like it's spreading a little bit east, too. Which is definitely why, I mean. That's definitely why we got that new fire warning issued right in there. And this one still concerns me. It doesn't look as bad on radar. But I am still concerned for this one right here. Because that's blowing towards a town. So I'm really concerned for Howardwick there. So once again, if you are just now tuning in here, welcome to the stream. We are talking about a wildfire outbreak, really one that we haven't seen in a really long time. I've never seen something like this where we have this many fire warnings active in western Oklahoma and the panhandle of Texas, especially in February, mid-February. So a very rare outbreak of wildfires, to be honest with you. I did see, I think this is, again, number 4 for the most, like, red flag warnings, which means, you know, an area where you're not permitted to burn and where you should be extremely careful. So I think this is ranked number 4 on that chart for the most red flag warnings. So we're looking at a pretty big wildfire outbreak. Now I don't think it's big to the scale of where it's going to be breaking records, but it's definitely a huge issue, especially if you are in the direct path of these wildfires. Like Woodward's probably going to remember this day for quite a long time, considering we have 2 immediate evacuation orders in effect there. Ashland, again, probably going to remember this for a really long time because that entire county under an immediate, or rather mandatory evacuation order. So there's a lot of people who are being, unfortunately, directly impacted by this extremely dangerous situation. Good news, though, is wind gusts will die down substantially after about 7, 8 p.m. Starting at 7, they will start to die down substantially. 8 p.m., they will be died down quite a bit. And then by the time we get to about 10, 11 p.m. Eastern, we probably won't have wind gusts over but about 15 miles per hour. So the utmost favorable wildfire spreading conditions will be out of here by about 11 p.m., I'd say, Eastern time. Power outage. Yeah, the northern panhandle of Texas, I don't know if this is directly correlated to just the wildfires, but there's a whole lot of people out of power up here. 177, 120, 774, 2,855, 286, 262, 21, 790, 338, 3,570, 860, 686, 5,297, 42, 311, 224. Not sure how directly correlated that is to the wildfires. I'm sure it's at least correlated to some extent, but there could be some other issues there that occurred that, is influencing those power outages. Also, Beaver County, that's where our main fire is, 160 without power there. And that also goes into the county here into southern Kansas, which I'm assuming is Clark County. And if we just compare how those two counties look, you see that little indent in the county line right there at my cursor. We go back to the power outage map. Yep, you see that little indent right there. So that is Clark County, entire county, Clark County, entire area under mandatory evacuations. Oops, wrong email. Okay. I think College DuPage is back. I think. Seems like it's back, so we'll get over to that in just a bit. I don't see any noticeable power outages here in Oklahoma. Let's go to the current one. There we go. Let's switch over to GR Earth. Oh, hold on a second. Oh, thank goodness. Okay, that's not picking up on it either. I want to see if one of these, this might pick up on it. If I go to here, composite, maybe this one, one of these ought to pick up on it, right? One of them ought to. Let's see. No, all the MRMS is doing a really good job recognizing that it's smoke and not rain. So MRMS is not really picking up on that too well. Now I wonder, hold on. College DuPage, now that it's up, that might pick up on it pretty well. Yup. I knew it. I knew it. See? I knew it. Let's go ahead and zoom right on into that. That picks up on MRMS. Woo-wee. Holy crap. That is going to be one to save. 96 frames should do justice on that. Save. Save. I'm saving this one. I'll show you guys it in just a second. Once I load that GIF up. Okay. Oh, well, I didn't know that was going to pop right in front of y'all's faces, but there you go. Look at that. That is they're completely out of control. Completely out of control on the border of Oklahoma and Kansas. Again, that's all wildfire, by the way. None of that is rain. It's smoke. Ooh, did you see the end of that? Did you see the end of that towards Woodward? Look in the middle of your screen there. Right there. So you could see like this light DBZ that appears at first. See that gray DBZ right at my cursor? And then once whatever this stuff is, I don't know if it's like a front or something, But whenever that passes, that's what's igniting a lot of these fires to go more out of control. And that happened back out here in Texas to this one over Howardwick. And now it seems like that's what's really sparked the one in Woodward as well. Do you guys go ahead and put a chaser name in the chat? Do you guys have any chasers you're watching so that way I could just see real quick? Because I don't have any chasers that... Oh, MCD for severe weather on the border of Nebraska and Iowa. I'm going to switch back to this. Let me go get a chaser up real quick. I will do that one. You guys just sent... Oh, he was on my recommended right when I opened YouTube. What are the chances, man? Let's go ahead and look at the red flag warnings here for you guys. Be prepared, because from what I've heard, it is a bunch of red flag warnings. So if we go over here, red flag warnings, boom. A bunch is an understatement. Oh my goodness. Holy crap. That thing goes all the way up to the border of Wyoming and Montana. So there's all your red flag warnings. Wow. That is an absurd amount. Now, I have seen a lot. I don't know if that's the most I've seen, but that's definitely a whole lot of red flag warnings. So, if we look, this one in Woodward, I know they issued a PDS red flag warning in some of these areas. I'm not sure which is which, but I know some of these areas in here are under a PDS red flag warning. But yeah, I'm going to remove that because it's a whole lot of clutter, but I just wanted to see how large those red flag warnings were. I haven't seen a wildfire outbreak like this in a hot minute, man. I really haven't. Oh, it was in northwest Kansas? I thought it was in south central Kansas, southwest Kansas. Okay, so the PDS was confined to northwest Kansas. My bad, my bad. I thought it was southwest Kansas. All right. We're going to go ahead and yap about some severe weather here for the end of this live stream. After I just check one more thing real quick. Yeah, Woodward, Oklahoma. Woodward, Oklahoma definitely is in some huge trouble here. So make sure that you have evacuated. If you were in Woodward, Oklahoma, this looks to be an extremely dangerous and life-threatening situation for Woodward, Oklahoma. If you're in Woodward, you need to evacuate immediately. Extremely dangerous situation for you guys out there. Yeah, large and destructive wildfire was burning out of control near Woodward. It is spreading into the town. It is spreading into the town. So if you are in Woodward, Oklahoma, you haven't evacuated yet, drop everything. Only take absolute essentials and get out. Only take essentials because you probably don't have time to grab anything extra. They're starting to shut down roads in Woodward, Oklahoma, so you don't have a lot of time at all. But it looks like evacuations are well underway. But yeah, I'm going to switch over to severe weather for just a little bit here, and then we'll close out the stream. So hold on. Just respond back to that text. All right. So here is your outlook for severe weather for Thursday. We've got a large slight risk for severe weather across portions of Illinois, Kentucky, Indiana, and Ohio. This does look like a decent setup for severe weather. It's very much a boom or bust, depending on how much instability and dew points we can get up here. We'll go over some model runs in just a minute. But right now, it looks like 60 to 70 mile an hour winds will be possible. 1-inch hail will be possible, and a few tornadoes are likely. Depending on how we look like for instability and moisture, which is two huge key ingredients. That's literally like two of the main three. Your main three: moisture, instability, and shear. Those are your big three for tornadoes. Again, it's instability, moisture, shear. So if we take a look at our newest run of the HRRR 18Z and we look at dew points, we go all the way out to Thursday. I don't know why my Epic pen closed. But you can see moisture, we're not really at much of a checkbox here. For tornadoes, we are looking for moisture of at least 60 dew points. And what you see on screen is really a widespread area of 50 to 60 dew points. So it's very much on the low end. Your main moisture plume is right in here of 55 to 60 degree dew points. We pair that with temperatures, and that is a good thing there. Your temperatures are low, so that is more favorable for tornadoes. If you have a dew point of 55 and a temperature of 70, that's not good for tornadoes. But in this case, we have a dew point of, just guessing again, 55 degree dew points and a temperature of 60. That's only a 5 temperature dew point spread. That is way more favorable than a 15 temperature degree dew point spread. So moisture is an issue, but I don't know if it is going to be a like a bust scenario type of issue. Instability, we're at the tail end of winter now, so we're approaching those months where we're going to start seeing more events with 1,500 to 2,000 to 3,000 instability. And we've got roughly between 500 and 800 instability across the main risk region here. Wind shear, which I've heard is downtrended a little bit. At the 0 to 1 kilometer, we're sitting comfortable. We look for 150 plus, and we are sitting comfortably at 150 to 250 wind shear in the 0 to 1 kilometer range. 0 to 3, we look for a little bit higher. 200 is really what you look for with that. And we're still sitting comfortable with that, right about 200 to upwards of 300 at 0 to 3 kilometer SRH. So you're really looking good there. 0 to 3 Cape, very, very important here. We look for about 100 for 0 to 3 Cape. That's the instability in the lowest 3 kilometers of the atmosphere. Little bit hurting on that. Really, you want to push that 50 and beyond. 50 is decent. 100 is really good. 150 is very good. And anything above 150 is extremely good. And we really don't have anything above 100 here. So, I mean, if we were in this blue plume over here of 50 to 60, that would be, enough. But we're still in that purple where we're at the range of like 30 to 40, 0 to 3 kilometers, 0 to 3 kilometer Cape, not shear, 0 to 3 kilometer Cape. So that's a little bit worrying because that's going to mean these storms are probably going to have a problem growing upscale. Which, considering, yeah, look at this is the NAM here. You can see the NAM kind of has some scattered convection. It's not a good line or cluster or anything like that. It's very, very scattered convection. And you know what? Look at the NAM 3K. That simply doesn't even fire. NAM 3K doesn't even fire for Thursday's event. You've got such a little cape that it's just not enough to get any type of updraft to sustain itself. And so everything just gets choked out. So I think that is underdoing it, to say the least. I think the HRRR is a more realistic scenario. So My take on this, definitely by far the main threat is going to be 60 to 70 mile an hour winds and 1-inch hail with a messy cluster that fires along a cold front from generally up here in Iowa back down into western Illinois. That is going to be your main area for storms to fire. Instability often overperforms from modeled, which is, you could expect a minimum of 5,000 cape and a maximum of 1,000 cape here. So it wouldn't surprise me. The HRRR saying 5,000 kpr Western Illinois wouldn't shock me if that's closer to 750. So I think a few tornadoes are likely. I think 60 to 70 mile an hour winds as well as 1-inch hail is possible. And it wouldn't shock me if we are talking about a strong tornado threat day of, depending on how that cape does trend here. Moisture is an issue, but I don't think it's a ginormous issue. And the instability is really the main thing I'm concerned of with this setup. So I think we could squeeze a strong tornado out of this. And also, these are most likely going to be photogenic as well. This is definitely more of a photogenic type of setup. So, yeah, that's going to be it for this live stream. I hope you guys did enjoy. Again, if you are in Woodward, Oklahoma, evacuate immediately. You're under a immediate evacuation order from local officials. So please get out now while you still can. Only take essentials and get out immediately as soon as you can. But that's going to do it. Next live stream, I'm not 100% sure when it will be, but it will be eventually. It will be eventually. So I'll just see when that next live stream will be. So just make sure you're subscribed with the notification bell set to all so you know when I go live next. And I will catch you guys in the next live stream or video that I do. Also, thank you, mods, for mod chat, and hope everybody has a great rest of your day. English is difficult. Goodbye. Stay safe, watch the severe weather and the snowfall, and I'll see you guys in the next live stream or video that I do. Have a great rest of your day. Goodbye.